What's up, geeks and gamers? It's Jeremy coming to you with another video, and today, Rian Johnson. So as we've been talking about, Rian Johnson's trilogy appears to not be moving forward. We don't have any official news. John Campea says he has sources. Whether John Campea is reliable or not, I'll leave that up to you. But I did cover it here on the channel, and I had a few choice things to say to Campea about how he has behaved in the past and how he's treated Star Wars fans. And ultimately, if Rian Johnson's trilogy is no longer moving forward, number one, it means we have been proven right by our criticism of The Last Jedi and how we said that it destroyed the lore and destroyed the franchise. It would prove us right. And secondly, we also need to understand that if Rian Johnson is gone, it doesn't mean anything yet, because Kathleen Kennedy is still at Lucasfilm, and Pablo Hidalgo, and all of the SJW nonsense that is pulling Star Wars down is still there. And as long as Kathleen Kennedy is able to call herself the president of Lucasfilm, then we are not getting anywhere. It is a small victory if Rian Johnson's trilogy has been canceled. It is definitely a small victory, and it justifies all of the criticism, and it also cancels out all of the hate that people like myself and you and others have been receiving simply for criticizing this film and the behavior of the studio and how they've treated the fans and how they have not accepted any responsibility for what they did. They turned it on the fans, and that is BS. And if Rian Johnson is gone, that justifies us, and it indicts all of those people that tried to call us out. But it's still just a small victory in the big scheme of things. Kathleen Kennedy has to go. End of discussion. This is not a negotiation. This is us saying we do not accept your Star Wars SJW garbage as long as that woman, the Force is female. As long as she is running this company, you can kiss our asses, because we are not going to be treated like that. We are not going to be disrespected. We are not going to be pawns in your SJW scheme. That's not what we are. We have loved and followed this franchise for as long as most of us can remember. And now you're trying to turn it into a political soapbox? Not going to happen. So Kathleen Kennedy, you were arrogant. You thought you had a franchise that was bulletproof. You thought you could push all of your agenda garbage into it, and it was going to survive. And you looked like you were right. It looked like things were going your way. And then The Last Jedi happened. And then Solo happened, and you got exposed as a terrible, terrible leader. My God, you're a terrible leader. How do you let 90% of the production get done on Solo before you decide to wake up and do your job? And then you decide, hey, I don't like what's going on here. Let me fire the people that have done this 90% of the way through, because apparently you weren't getting daily updates. Apparently you weren't getting weekly updates. Apparently your people weren't getting daily updates to bring those dailies to you, to give you some type of information as to what was going on in your multi-$100 million project. So 90% of the way through, you decide, oh, this isn't what I want. Let me fire the people involved. Fire yourself. Do us all a favor, Kathleen Kennedy. You are the target. You are the person that needs to go. And when you go, everyone that you've brought, that you've poisoned your ideology with at Lucasfilm, needs to follow you out the door. We need a cleansing at Lucasfilm. So if Rian Johnson is gone, that is good. That is really good news, and it is a small victory. But the big fish here is Kathleen Kennedy, because her political propaganda fingerprints are all over Lucasfilm right now. And I know, point blank, firsthand, that Lucasfilm is pretty much split down the middle. Pretty much split down the middle. It is just like the fandom. Actually, the fandom seems to me more like 80-20. So, based on the reports I've gotten from my sources, John Campea, that Lucasfilm is having internal problems with how people at Lucasfilm are viewing the internal goings-on with Lucasfilm and the storytelling and what has happened post-Last Jedi. Because people are sick of it. We don't want your politics. We don't want your personal politics in our entertainment. we will reject it every single time. We don't want pro-Republican politics. We don't want anti-Republican. We don't want pro-Democrat. We don't want anti-Democrat. We want you to tell the stories to honor the mythology in which the story is taking place. This is not the real world. This is a galaxy far, far away. We don't need a McDonald's on the corner on Tatooine. We don't need a gas station. We don't need that. That is not what Star Wars is. Take us to a galaxy far, far away. Make our minds go crazy with wonder and fascinated by all of the storytelling and all this amazing world that George Lucas has built. Take us there. We don't want your real world garbage that you are pushing into this. Give us well-written female characters. Give us well-written male characters. We don't care what their gender is. We don't care what their sex is. But we are not going to stand by while you use women and minorities for your political soapbox, because that is all you've done. You've taken these characters, you've taken these actors, and you've used their race and their gender to make yourselves look better. If you truly cared about the things you claim you do, you would worry about writing well-written characters, period, regardless of race and gender. You could have done so much with Rey as a character if you cared to develop her. But that's not why you have Rey in this story. You have Rey in this story to send a political message, to speak to the world, to let them know women can do it. Well, guess what? We've been knowing women can do it for a long time because we've been paying attention. And unlike you, not the meme, but unlike you, we actually do respect women. We respect women that actually work for it and earn it. And as a character, Rey has earned nothing. And you, as storytellers, didn't care for her to earn anything. You just wanted to use her gender to virtue signal. That's not what Star Wars is about. That's not what the entertainment industry is about. That's not what video games are about. That is not what this is about. So until Kathleen Kennedy is gone, we will not stay silent. We will not stop talking about the disaster known as The Last Jedi. We will not stop complaining about identity politics. We will continue to let you know exactly what we think. And you can't stop us. The only thing you can do is get her away from Star Wars and anybody she's brought that has the political nonsense and the propaganda and the ideology that she's brought in there. Get them out and bring people into Lucasfilm that care about the mythology that George Lucas created. Have a great day. Talk to you later.